Oh boy. Alright, welcome to an episode of the Nerd Holes. This is Boba Flash, the fastest bounty hunter on the Earth.
Hello?
I always want to say planet, but then I realize it's not the planet, it's the Earth.
No.
Yeah. And I'm Caleb, the captain of the USS Slice of Life. And that has nothing to do with what we're talking about today.
No.
There's been some news, William.
Has?
And why don't you start off with some of the news about Tom Hardy playing Venom?
It's interesting because everybody was, when I was reading it online, everybody was saying that, like, oh, great, now he's, like DC didn't get their hands on him, that Sony got him for the thing, and
Yeah.
I was like, they weren't really like casting him for anything. So the only thing I heard that he was sort of in the running for was Wolverine, was Logan.
Well,
But now he's doing this.
Oh.
So it's interesting. I mean, he's a good actor. I enjoy Tom Hardy. I think he'll bring more of the menacing, looming kind of like brawler type to the role, like he did with Bane. I mean, he wasn't the comic perfect Bane, but he definitely brought mass to the character.
Yeah.
He gave like a looming.
he was menacing.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a big dude.
But,
Yeah, I'll be interested to see how they take it, because
it'll be nice to see like an actual like muscular, large, intimidating Venom on the screen.
Well, because Eddie kind of starts off as like a scrawny,
Yeah.
and then he becomes like a really muscular.
That's the thing I wonder, is because I forgot what that movie was with Chris Hemsworth. He was the sailor. It came out a year or two ago. It was almost like the Moby Dick movie, but it was.
Well, I know what you're talking about. I can't think of it.
But anyways, he bulked up for the role, and then they have the scene where they get stuck at sea or they get shipwrecked, and
Scrawny.
he gets like super starvation mode. So I almost wonder if, because Tom is kind of like that, he gets like super into the role, so he might be like really thin for Eddie, and then like mass again for Venom.
Yeah.
The thing I hope that they do is they pull away from kind of what they did with Spider-Man 3, which was make the whole suit like CGI. It would be nice that they had some like actual prop material. I mean, I understand his face has to be kind of CGI,
but his suit was kind of just like a spandex type of suit.
Yeah, like that would be fine. I'd like to see too, but this is the thing: are they making like their own standalone Sony Venom movie, or are they gonna bring in like Tom Holland stuff?
I don't know. It would be good. It would be kind of cool if they did, and kind of tie it into the same universe.
It would be nice. It would be kind of nice if Sony.
Because what do you think a Venom solo movie is going to be about? I mean, there's like Venom is always the bad guy until like long into the comic series.
Yeah.
So it's like, what is it going to be about? Is it going to be a villain movie?
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to do like a coming to like origin story, and then all of a sudden, I don't know. But that's what I wonder too, because it's like he's not a well enough character that he could just have a standalone movie.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Yeah, I don't know, because so right now cinematically the new Tom Holland as Spider-Man, like we haven't seen him as Peter Parker working at the Daily Bugle.
Right.
Because it's like he's still kind of young.
Yeah, I think he's just still in college or something, right? I think.
So we haven't even seen that time in, so it's like them to meet, it's who knows? Yeah,
that's the thing. Like, there's not enough material out there, information to know whether or not either Tom is going to be good.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen Tom Holland in Civil War, and he's fine, but...
Yeah, and I really, really enjoy him as Spider-Man in Civil War, but I do worry that that's like this small chunk of
it's just like a piece
this is really, really great for like 5 minutes.
The thing I honestly worry about is, and I think that's kind of what whoever directs the new Spider-Man movie, but that's the thing I wonder if they're concerned about, is that he does, or he acts, there's a word for it, but he acts very effortlessly against Robert Downey Jr.
Mm-hmm.
Like, those two guys together are really great. Because
Yeah.
that scene in Civil War, where he's in his bedroom talking to him, is, like, perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they're fighting in the airport, it's great. And then you see the trailers, and all of the trailer time that you see him talking to him, they're great scenes.
Yeah.
And that's the thing I worry about, is once you pull him out.
Can he stand alone?
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's that other scene in the trailer that you've seen 1,000 times where it's like he bursts into the bank robbery.
Oh,
and he makes fun of the guys for wearing the masks.
Yeah,
like that's hilarious. See, because like that's what I've been missing from like Spider-Man movies is I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, and it's like they're never young enough.
Mm-hmm.
They're never like sympathetic as a character, and they're never witty and smart and like overly talkative.
No, Garfield got sort of close.
He was a little bit better.
Yeah.
But it's like Tom Holland is Spider-Man. Like all he does is talk, and it's funny.
Yeah.
But it's like it kind of so all Marvel movies are kind of going down that route where it's like all their characters are funny.
Yeah.
And like some of them are witty, and it's like
everybody's got their little like quip that they say. That's funny because you just said you didn't see it, but the new trailer shows. I don't know if he has like a camcorder or his phone, but it shows him like he's in the Spider-Man suit and he's talking, like he's still filming himself. And then you hear in the background, he goes, "All right, I've had enough. Under Rouge." He goes, "I gotta go," and he like sets it down and it shows him flipping and taking the shield from a distance, like from a different camera angle.
That's weird.
Yeah, because it's like from his phone.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's a neat little thing.
That's
so
kind of cool.
it's almost like because it makes it more relatable because now it's like modern. So he's a kid.
Right.
He film everything.
Yeah,
so.
yeah. Digital age.
Right.
That's kind of cool.
It's neat. Yeah, it was neat. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm really looking forward to Homecoming and.
It should be good. It's only a couple months. Actually, it's like a month and like a week.
Yeah. I really hope because it's like I never thought I would see it.
Yeah.
I really want to eventually see Iron Spider-Man.
It'd be nice.
It would be awesome.
I saw in an interview, what's her name? Whatever the lady that owns Sony right now, made it very clear that like he's gonna do Homecoming. Mm-hmm. He's doing the new Avengers. Mm-hmm. And I think he's doing another.
It's been long enough.
He's doing another. I think they're doing another one, and then it's like, then Sony's taking him back. So I don't know. So who knows what they're gonna do?
It sucks.
They're like they're only giving Marvel or Disney. I don't say Marvel. It's Disney. Mm-hmm. So much to do with them.
Yeah, I don't know.
Could be what they're doing for the Venom movie.
Yeah.
He runs his 3-4 movies in the Disney universe, and then
gets sent back over to Sony.
Shoots back over to Sony, and then they could easily recast the Spider-Man and just have it Spider-Man Venom.
I don't want in my lifetime to see another recasted Spider-Man movie. I know I'm sick of it.
Yeah,
I'm like really sick of that. Especially because it's like he's young enough now where he could just.
Well, that's the thing, because what happened was it's like you had Tobey Maguire for the first movie, and it was like you had nothing else to compare that to.
No, because
so you had the X-Men movie.
There was like no Superman. There was no superhero movies at that time, really.
You had the X-Men movies, which had like just come out too. That was like it, and so when you saw it, you're like, "This is great." And then you saw 2, and like, "This is amazing."
Yeah.
And then by that point, by the time 3 came out. I don't remember exactly what year it was, but it's like Iron Man, all that stuff started to come out.
And it's like it can't hold up.
You were like, you started to compare what Marvel was starting to do, and looking back, and you're like,
these are really bad.
Yeah, you're like, these don't hold up well, which I think is why they went back and rebooted.
The original is fine.
I don't have a problem with the first 2 movies.
With that. My biggest gripe, honestly, well, I mean, I don't even talk about 3 because it's just.
It's a mess.
The Sandman is really good, but that's it.
Pretty much.
At that point, like, it just goes down this. Bad
the only thing I
slope.
could say besides Sandman, the only thing I liked that they did in the movie, they didn't do it well, but the thing I liked is that they even had it in them to bring like an alien thing into it.
Yeah.
Because it was like super realistic, and then also it's like, oh, this thing crashes in the thing, and I was like, it's out of place, but I felt like that's cool that they're even doing that.
The symbiotic Spider-Man suit was pretty good at the time. Like that, I do still appreciate being pretty good. As well as they could do.
Him like pulling it and all that stuff. Like that was neat, and that was cool. But.
I never really cared for Mary Jane.
No.
And I really don't like Mary Jane in those movies. That's why when the reboot happened, with Garfield, it was like,
oh
wow, they're doing Gwen Stacy. That's great, and it was like a really good Gwen Stacy.
Yeah, that's the thing that's hard with the second movie. It's like it's good, but it's like it has a lot of problems with it, and then it's like it takes away the impact of her death.
It does, yeah.
Because you don't really feel
because you're focusing on how bad Electro is the whole time,
right?
And then you're like, oh, Gwen's dead.
The thing I didn't look care for was like they did the whole Electro thing, and you're like, okay, whatever. There was a couple scenes and a couple choreography things I liked in it, but it was like,
yeah.
And then all of a sudden it's like, oh no, right at the last minute we're gonna throw in the Goblin guy again, and I was like, this is way too clear.
And then it ends with.
And then it ends with Rhino. Yeah.
Like, what are they doing? Like, well, we'll set this up for 3. That's never gonna come. We're never gonna do it. Yeah. You're like, great, the 3 villains that I could care less about. That's why I think it's amazing that they're like, hey, let's take one of like the stupidest Spider-Man villains.
Yeah.
Right? The Vulture. And first of all, we'll cast like a very well-known actor, very good actor, and we'll make him look really cool.
Yeah.
He's all robotic.
Well, it's him and Shocker.
Mm-hmm.
I can't see the other guys there, but
yeah,
I can't. He's in the
I know what you're talking about.
But yeah, I know it's
that to me is like that's amazing. Like I can't wait.
They show a clip that I thought was really interesting, and I know it kind of gives a little bit more of the Spider-Man movie. But the thing I thought was interesting is it looks like they're taking the aspect of after the first Avengers movie. Basically, like he's a Keaton's. I don't know what Vulture's real name is, but his character.
I can't remember his comic name.
Yeah, his character is basically like, well, we can't have there's these people who are out here. We're not billionaires. We're not all these people, so we have to do it ourselves. Right. And it shows them like dismantling the like Chintari or whatever those guys' names are. Oh. Like they're taking apart things. And that's where he's like building his suit from.
That's cool.
And like he's building his Shocker gauntlets from.
Cinematically, isn't that metal like?
Yeah. There's a word for it. Yeah.
Oh no, because that's in. Isn't that the metal that? So in Luke Cage season 2.
Okay.
This is
Oh.
This is why we're called the Nerd Holes because. In Luke Cage season 2, they're talking about how Hammond.
Yes.
Is developing bullets that can pierce Luke Cage.
Yes.
And they're made from that metal.
Yes.
Because they're dismantling. Yeah, hammer. Not hammer. They're dismantling the big guys from the first Avengers.
Yeah.
So that metal is like really
good. Yeah, it's good metal. Yeah.
It's like
adamantium
and.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, Vibranium. Sorry.
Vibranium. That's they showed like.
Can adamantium cut through vibranium? Depends on what.
That's another topic for no.
Depends on what cinematic universe you understand.
Yeah, really.
Oh, the good one.
Yeah. The good one, yeah.
Oh man, that's funny.
Yeah, just that's the thing I liked about that was just when the X-Men movies were getting good, they're like, let's kill off our most popular character.
Yeah. Hey, let's make a Wolverine movie that's like everything you've been wanting in a Wolverine movie for years. And that'll be it.
We won't do anything.
Like it's gone. It's gone.
It's gone. Never gonna see it again. Which is why, now to come back full circle, which is why I thought when they were talking about it, that's where Hardy was going to go. And they were going to bring him into that fold.
That would be kind of cool. That'd be kind of cool to see Hardy, like, Wolverine in, like, an Avengers.
That's what I meant. Yeah, that's what I was hoping.
You'll never see it. You'll never see Deadpool in Avengers. You'll never see any of the X-Men in Avengers.
You'll never see... No.
You'll never see any of that stuff.
No.
You better like it.
Yeah, I know.
Stupid.
So now
the other thing, Alice, since we've already been talking about Tom Holland, is Tom Holland has been cast to play young Nathan Drake.
I really haven't heard anything about the movie other than that.
Well, it's changed directors like 12 times.
Oh, okay.
It's lost people 12 times. It's gone through new writing staff about 12 times. They've been up in the air. They started writing it so long ago that they wanted Nathan Fillion to be.
Yeah, when he was
and it's
young.
like, no, we're way past that.
He's too old, yeah.
Because here's the thing, like Nolan North has said, nobody wants to watch an Uncharted movie because it's not Nathan Drake. It's not me. It's not my voice.
Right.
It's not what you want. It's like, if you want to experience Uncharted, play Uncharted.
Yeah.
And it's like, he's pretty right to a T. Because I know if I go to the theaters, I'm all amped up for like an Uncharted movie. And then it's not his voice, and it's like...
No. I think that's why, even though they're completely different people, the closers would have been Nathan Fillion.
It would have.
Just because...
Charisma
and somewhat looks.
Yeah.
And that's just... It's like, they can't really do that anymore.
If you took Malcolm Reynolds and put him in the woods, and he had to fight off pirates, you're pretty close. Close. But... See, but then the other thing to me is, like, you can cast Elena, you can cast Chloe, those people, is like, that's fine.
Yeah, they generally have to be.
But Nolan North is such a well-known voiced actor.
I feel like Nathan and Sully are going to be the hardest people, because they're like the duo.
Yeah.
But to see, you were saying that Holland's they're giving him a lot of problems with him being casted.
He's getting a lot of slack from it.
And it's like, why?
Well, I think mostly because he hasn't done anything.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not like in this. They just came out with. What was it? 4? This is the 4th game, right? It's like this was the first time you ever saw Nathan young. So it's not like young Drake is like predominantly through the whole movie.
What they're talking about is they're talking about him being cast as like a young Nathan from, like Uncharted 3. So remember in Uncharted 3 where you do the thing and you go back to the museum in like Puerto Rico.
I know you're talking about, and you go and you look.
It's the first time he meets Sully. So he tries to pickpocket Sully.
Oh,
and Sully tracks him down, and Marlowe is...
I want into the whole...
Yeah. So it's supposed to be between that...
In that time period? Oh.
Yeah. Which
I
is
kind of
like,
forgot about
he
that.
kind of looks like...
A little bit. I could
but
see
it's
it.
Like,
it is more like Shaggy. Right?
Yeah.
But,
I think Nate in that time frame is like 13, 14.
Yeah.
So it's going to have to be like...
But I feel like even... Okay,
in his 20s.
They cast him, he's in the thing. I don't feel like that's going to be the movie. It's going to be like this 20-minute part, and that's it. Like, he's just, there's Tom Holland playing this.
Yeah, I mean, it would make sense for them because, like, they don't have, like, a great Nathan. Like, an adult Nathan. It makes sense for them to be like, well, let's try a prequel and see how it does, see how the fans react to it.
Oh, you think they're going to go...
Maybe. But it's like, I don't picture them doing that either because it's too much of a risk because fans are going to be like, well, I don't want to see a prequel.
Well, that, but also, too, if it flops...
Then they won't do it.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. There's more story. There's way more stories to tell between, like, Nathan's...
The thing I kind of wish... I know it's kind of boring, but the thing I kind of wish is that they just literally just took what the material is there and just
I would love to see a complete rendition of a live version of the first game.
Yeah, that would just be fun.
It would just be like, this is great. I can just watch it and not worry about having to roll out of the way of stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Well, I don't know. I'm optimistic for it.
Me too. Yeah, I don't know. They haven't. I don't know. They don't really make really good video game movies anymore, but
they have not lately. No.
But I honestly
not since Doom.
Oh, there we go. That's a great movie. No, I was gonna say that is that if Naughty Dog's, if you get the people who were involved in it originally, and they actually sit down and do it.
That's why it's been delayed so long. Is because a director's like, here's the script, and Naughty Dog's like, no, you're not doing that with our franchise. I'm like, oh, okay, well then they quit and they hire somebody different. And they're like, hey, what about this? And they're like, no. I'm like, oh, all right. That's why the production's been so long, because Naughty Dog's like, you're gonna do it right, or you're not doing it. I mean, it's their name. It's like they own it, so it's like, do it right.
Plus, too, they're coming out with the DLC for Chloe.
Yeah.
And they still kind of have it opened for Nate's brother there.
Mm-hmm.
Sam. They're like, they technically could do more Uncharted stuff just with him.
Yeah, and they're working on Last of Us 2.
So it's like, that franchise is still very well alive. So they don't really want to be like, this is
I feel like garbage. They have another great first party, like, brand new story in them.
Yeah.
I just don't know what it would be. I don't know. They're one of my favorite studios.
Yeah.
I hope it's something really good. I mean, the thing that they always do well with is like character development. And like getting you, like if you like the characters, then you like the game.
Pretty much, yeah. That's what you're there for.
Yeah. So that's pretty much it. I guess we'll see what happens in the next coming months.
Yeah. I think most of those movies are like the next 4 years.
Yeah. 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 Venom's way off in the future. All right. Well, that'll do it for us tonight. So, we've been the Nerd Holes. And what's our slogan?
Oh, it's come for the nerds.
Stay for the holes.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Beautiful.
So long!